by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Monson Brewing Company, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at news that we happen to find from local sources, state and national sources. We also take a look at your comments, questions, ideas, suggestions. We combine all this information and put it to good use as a community of English speaking locals looking to have better connections with each other and with everything that our city offers. Today is Friday. Oh my God, cue the Friday music. Yes.
Thank God it's
Lovely. Friday, February 21st. That is today, and I'm looking forward to the weekend. There's so much going on. I am very, very excited. And it's great to see you, whether you're near to Puerto Vallarta or whether you are watching from afar. It's always great to see you when you show up in our morning broadcasts. Today, we have a bunch of interesting news. Hold on just a second. Some important things to keep in mind, a couple of announcements, and another yummy food discovery that I want to share with you. As usual, if you have something that you wish to highlight in your comments, please add a capital letter Q. And if you would like a nice friendly welcome from everyone around here, and you are new, you're watching live for the first time, just write a capital letter N, and we'll be so very happy to give you a nice little personalized welcome, and why not? But first, let's take a look at the news. This is a bit concerning. This is the third or fourth warning that I've seen published about the upcoming drought season. So I think it's for real. Well, you know what I mean. It is serious. This time around, the warning comes from the National Water Commission. Presently, as explained in the article, 85% of the water that we consume here in Puerto Vallarta is extracted from deep wells. The rest of it comes from rivers and filter galleries and water treatment plants. So you would think that there's enough water underground for everyone, but what happens is every year the water table naturally decreases. And since we obtain the vast majority of water from underground sources, this underscores the need for careful management of water resources. When the level lowers in the deep wells, which happens every year, there is less water for us to consume. And since we consume so much of that water from the wells, we're bound to be in deep doo-doo if we're not mindful of our water consumption. So please take this reminder as seriously as you can and be mindful of your water consumption. It is only February, which means that if they're talking about this so early on in the game, that means that the water drought this year is going to be quite interesting. And moving right along, this is unexpected, but what a beautiful sight. A pair of curious deer were caught just hanging out in an empty lot in Puerto Vallarta. They were captured on video in this lot between the area of La Casera and the university campus, the Centro Universitario de la Costa. The unusual scene quickly caught the attention of passersby who, when they noticed what happened, they didn't hesitate to publish the videos that they captured with their phones, and these have gone viral. Now, just because they're deer and just because we think deer are sweet and tender thanks to Disney. These are dangerous animals, and if you happen to see them, you should keep your distance. Um, Even when Bambi seems to be so lighthearted. Anyhow, how great to see wild animals roaming around, and how important it is to let them do their own thing undisturbed. Now, here's something amusing. A man by the name of Luis Miguel Bender Robles works for the municipality of Bahia de Banderas in the civil protection and firefighters departments. He's been working there since last year. Nothing wrong with that. But this fine gentleman was just busted double dipping because he was also in the Puerto Vallarta municipality payroll, where he was receiving a salary but never showed up for work. I mean, since sometime last year, he received from our municipality 97,122 pesos and 24 centavos, which included his Christmas bonus, without moving a muscle. And of course, he's expected to return the money. And of course, now apparently he claims he had no idea. You know, I would love to go around the world seeing 90 something thousand pesos in my bank account appear out of nowhere and be able to say, "Ooh, I had no idea." Well, all I can say is, Tomala. Where is my Tomala? There is my Tomala. Good that he got busted. And speaking of busted, with the aim of Mexico having more elements to combat terrorism and interference in internal affairs in matters of public security, elections, and national security, President Sheinbaum sent two initiatives to the Senate to reform constitutional Articles 40 and 19. The proposal establishes that the people of Mexico, under no circumstances, will accept interventions, interferences, or any other act from abroad which is harmful to the integrity, independence, and sovereignty of the nation, such as coup d'etat, interference in elections, or the violation of Mexican territory, whether by land, water, sea, or airspace. Nor will it consent to intervention in any investigation or prosecution without the express authorization and collaboration of the Mexican state within the framework of the applicable laws. Now, if you need me to unpack that and explain why Mexico took this stance, feel free to write "explain" in your comment, and I'll be happy to go there. Although I am fairly sure that some of you, if not all of you, have a good idea as to why this was necessary. Now, let us take a quick look at the weather forecast, and we'll take it from there. Of course, Paco, it always helps when I turn the weather forecast on before we start the broadcast. My bad. Here it comes. Oh, how bizarre. How bizarre. No, actually, this is not bizarre. A literal Bond villain now has full creative control over the James Bond franchise. How fitting. And I'm happy to explain this one before we dive into the news. As you know, I had a Bond presentation yesterday, which went very well, by the way. Oh, my throat is everywhere. Sore throat after music presentation. My apologies. Anyhow, as I was putting the finishing touches on my Bond presentation yesterday, I read in the news yesterday morning that Amazon which has purchased MGM, which owns the vast majority of the Bond films, will now have creative control over the Bond films moving forward as the original producers are stepping down. So now that I've said that, let me read this again. A literal Bond villain now has full creative control over the James Bond franchise. How fitting. That would be Amazon. But hey, we're not here to compare ourselves to Amazon or anything. We're here to look at the weather. It is 24 degrees out there. Humidity is at 68%, and our weather forecast tells us that we're going to have clear skies in the morning with partly cloudy skies in the afternoon, a high of 28 and a low of 18. Then tomorrow, clear skies in the morning with mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon, a high of 29 and a low of 17. And then Sunday, mostly clear skies in the morning with mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon, a high of 29 and a low of 16. Now, moving right along, I have this made me smile this morning because I take issue with a number of Mexican newspapers, some local, some state, some federal, that are now writing these articles, and they all have the same title. They all say, this is the best something, or this is the worst something, according to artificial intelligence. And in my mind, it's like if you're asking artificial intelligence, whatever it may be, for its opinion, and you're taking that as an answer that is fit to publish, then as a reporter, maybe you're not doing the work that you should be doing, coming up with original ideas. But what do I know? All I know is that this morning I saw an article that said the best tacos in Puerto Vallarta, the best tacos al pastor in Puerto Vallarta, but not according to artificial intelligence. This was according to the New York Times. And I thought to myself, what is the New York Times doing rating tacos al pastor in Puerto Vallarta? I'll cut to the chase. The best tacos al pastor in Puerto Vallarta, according to the New York Times, are Pepe's Tacos, which I can agree. Pepe's Tacos are really awesome. Although it's not the only place. And I wonder what some of your favorite tacos al pastor are, by the way. Anyhow, I figured, okay, there's a reference here to the original article, so let me see why uh, why the New York Times would do this. And as it turns out, this was a beautiful article written by a gentleman named Stuart Emmerich. It is called The Eternal Appeal of Puerto Vallarta. This was published by the Times in Spanish. And it's a long, long article. This writer came to Puerto Vallarta and enjoyed a bunch of things. So it seems to me as a legitimate article, but I thought I'd mention a little bit about this trend to just say, I've seen headlines that say, what is Mexico's ugliest dog breed according to AI? We don't need AI to know that some dogs are not as pretty as others, but who cares? They're great animals. Well, don't get me started on this one. Let's just move right on. Artificial intelligence has its blessings, but sometimes you don't want to hear about it. Anyhow, a few days ago, earlier this week, I told you that I was very happy to see that El Rey Lounge had published their food menu on their Facebook page. There's a lot of barbecue items now on the menu. And a couple of days ago, Lars and I were looking for a place to have dinner, and we figured, let's go see what this is all about. And we were so happy. We sat in the back room of El Rey Lounge, which has been not expanded because it's the same size, but some furniture has been moved around to make the back room a lot more cozy. So I ordered the pulled pork street tacos and a glass of wine. We were there during happy hour, so I got 2 glasses of wine for one. And this was delish. It was beautifully presented. It was very flavorful. Lars ordered the pulled pork sliders, and he was equally happy. So there you have it. We first mentioned the eatery across from El Rey Lounge. Then we mentioned El Rey Lounge, and now we've gone to try some of their new menu offerings, and it was quite wonderful. Let me tell you, come the warmer weather, places like El Rey Lounge will be so comfortable because they're air conditioned, there's temperature control, and it's just really a nice place to spend time in. I want to let you know, as I mentioned earlier, James Bond was a lot of fun, at least for those of us that were there. And my next music appreciation has everything to do with the unforgettable scores by composer John Williams, who we know wrote the music for franchises such as Jaws, and well, not franchises. Well, he wrote the first film. He wrote the score for the first film. He wrote some music for some Harry Potter films. Of course, the Star Wars universe features his music. So we're going to break down some of these amazing compositions and how his musical storytelling informs the drama that is going on the screen. This will be on March 6th from 5 to 6:45 at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. And of course, it is Friday. Lots of things going on. The opening of Dangerous When Wet happens tonight. There's Art Walk in Colonia Emiliano Zapata, and there's this great opening cocktail for to enjoy the works of the late artist Gloria Ellis. So if you're out and about today in Emiliano Zapata, these are two options that you may want to consider. And of course, Carnival is in full swing, and I think there's a beauty pageant at the Malecon going on this evening. So there you have it. No shortage of fun things to do. And speaking of fun things to do, how about some volunteering?
Are you looking to give back but not sure where to start? Hands on Vallarta is your chance to meet local nonprofits and find the perfect volunteer opportunity just for you. Join us Saturday, March 22nd from 12 to 3 p.m. at Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. It's free. And if you're an organization looking for volunteers, we'd love to have you. Just scan the QR code to learn more, and let's make a difference together.
And let me give you a quick update on how we're doing. First of all, even before we do that, no, let me just give you the update. We are now up to 9 awesome organizations. Some of these organizations fill the requirements better than others, which is fine. The challenge will become if we get more than 12 organizations, because 12 is the limit in the number of organizations that we can fit in this event. So if we get more than 12, we'll be in the uncomfortable but necessary position of turn some organizations down. So we do this because we want to make sure that you, as a consumer, have the best connections to volunteering opportunities in town, which makes me switch the commentary to you, the audience. If you are living in Puerto Vallarta and have some time to spare, some energy to spare, or are looking to fill your time with worthy causes and worthy activities, volunteering might be just the right thing for you. So in our Hands on Vallarta volunteer fair, you'll have the opportunity to connect directly with awesome organizations that we will have curated for you so that you can make the best volunteering connections possible. So that's the spirit with which we are putting together this event. It's going to be challenging to have to say no to some organizations, but at the same time, we're balancing that with organizations that are truly prepared to welcome and honor and appreciate volunteers in the best possible fashion. And with that said, let's take a look at your comments and let's see what's going on. I see all kinds of good mornings. Thank you very much. Param pam 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 pam. I don't think the amount of hair that Albert and I have combined would make enough for an actual hairdo, but Albert seems to have won. Why can I not click on Albert's event? Ah, there it is. Albert seems to have won a haircut. I think that's really funny. It happens to the best of us, I suppose. Betsy says, "Good morning, Cluster, and thank you, Paco, for your Bond music presentation last night. It was so awesome. I did not expect we were gonna laugh so hard, and there were some true Bondites in the audience, so that was a lot of fun. I think we all want to go and binge on some Bond films now, but that was really really good." Barbara says, "Woohoo! Love new food experience news. I do too. There's just so many wonderful eateries in this town. It's difficult to keep track, and of course, we'll tend to go back to places that we know and love. And I know and love the El Rey Lounge, and now I have another reason to love it because the food was awesome and quite affordable, also, which was nice. Let's see. Puri poo boom, purum pum pum. Buru poo poo. Buru poo 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 poo. Logan plays with Spanish, not just double dipping, but bi estatal. It's a new gender identity. I love it. You're not bi as in, well, never mind. Why do I have to explain everything? I don't. That was funny, Logan. I got it and I laughed. I really did. Hello. Look at how happy Luke is to be here. Look at all those emojis. I love it. Hola and buen día, dear Paco Ojeda from the boys, Peter and Luke. Enjoy your broadcast from magical Zona Romantica in our winter home. Good for you. I love it. I love a good message that is peppered with emojis. That is so sweet. And look at the one from Linda. Is this a new trend? Life is like a song here in Puerto Vallarta, pura vida, and lots of emojis. My goodness. Love it. Logan says, no need to explain. I'm just saying, we want to make sure that we connect the dots here without going a lot into what's going on elsewhere. But it is unfortunate that our president needs to make constitutional reforms because of the actions of another country. You know, it's one of those things. Oh, tacos opinions. Laura says Pepe's tacos are okay, but there are so many better ones. Marisma, El Tiftono, we found some gems. Well, I'm not going to agree or disagree. I happen to love Pepe's tacos, but probably my best selling point for Pepe's tacos, which doesn't apply to me anymore, is that Pepe's tacos is the only place that you'll find open, say, at 3 o'clock in the morning. No, I'm not a late night owl anymore, but there have been times in which I've been hungry and I found myself coming back from a late night, and Pepe's Tacos was a great place to stop. But you are right, Laura. There are so many wonderful eateries in town. A lot of it has to do with, writers that end up just going to the most popular places. Let's see. Barbara says, love the tacos on the side street by San Maria Hospital. Haven't tried those, but thank you for the suggestion. Salam says, Asensio tacos are really delicious as well. I have yet to go to Asensio, but I've heard awesome recommendations. Looking forward to seeing you tonight at Arte Vallarta and introducing you to our friend, the Seattle storyteller. I look forward to that, Barbara. I just need to remember whether you won the vintage El Arrayan apron or whether you want the Oculto one so that I can give you the proper, what is it called? No, the apron. Yes, my mind is not with me today or any other day. Let's see what else. Pam's at home with a cold. I am so sorry to hear that. I hope preparations for your new play are going well. And I see here that Harvey opens at the American School on March 13. I know that we're going to get someone from the company to come and talk to us and do an interview for the Spotlight so we can find out more about what this is going to be what this is going to be about. So I'm looking forward to that. And Albert says, Amy Armstrong did switch the haircut for a bottle of wine when she saw me walking to get the gift. I think that's very funny. But how nice to get an unexpected gift from someone. Those are so rare nowadays. Um, and this brings us to the end of your comments. So let's wrap this up. I am off to have neurofeedback, and then I am off, of all things, to learn how to sculpt. I am taking a sculpting class this afternoon. And if you're curious, I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. Have a great day, and hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow morning for more coffee and headlines.